All right, so I have already gone through and put on these little watermelon seeds from vinyl. I just cut them out in a plain matte vinyl because you're not going to see the other side of it. And then I'm going to just start putting my epoxy on, and then I'm actually going to use, it's called Cherry Blossom. I believe this is from Joann's. So that is our first layer of our watermelon cup. So I will let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow we'll put on another coat of just epoxy, and then we'll come back and spray paint that. All right, so it is the next day. I've mixed my epoxy, and now I'm just gonna put a coat of epoxy over this. I did not seal the glitter because if it gets into the epoxy, it's fine. I can sand it down. I'm not worried about it. There's just a step that I just didn't really want to take right now. However, with that said, I do want to make sure that I put a decently thick coat on this. And I'm not worried that this is clear because of the base coat that I'm not going to use a white. I'm actually going to use a pink that I found at Home Depot today. So that's actually magenta. Let's see, I can't really. We'll go under here. Okay, it's a Rust-Oleum paint. I think it was like $3 or $4. And with this cup, I'm playing around with it, seeing what I like. If I do more of these in the future, I might add more layers of glitter. So now I'll just let that sit overnight again, and then tomorrow I will sand it down and put on, spray it first pink, and then I will spray it green for the outside. That's going to be, I don't have it in here, I'll show you tomorrow. It's going to be a really pretty green that I got from Michael's. So alright guys, so it is the next day. I have my cup It's almost done, not quite though. So on the inside, let me see if I can get the light to shine a little bit better. So it's this really, sorry, my light is at about the same height as my phone. Okay, so there's this really pretty pink inside. I did that with the, let me grab it. Remember, I used the Cherry Blossom glitter from Joann's. And then this morning, so I put the vinyl decal on, put that glitter on, put another coat of epoxy on over it. And then today I went and sprayed it with this magenta Rust-Oleum. And then when that dried, excuse this can, it had a few sprays on it. I spray painted it with Gloss Spring Green by Rust-Oleum as well. And so that pink is what really makes this glitter super bright inside, because before it was just a very, I mean, it was paler than this. So, all right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to start putting epoxy on. And I found this glitter at Michael's. It's in the Recollections. And I like it because it's chunkier than the fine glitter. And I just really like the color of it for this cup. I have another green, and I don't like it as much. So this one is much darker, and I really like that. But they didn't have it in the fine, so I decided, meh, I'll go ahead and get this one anyways. So that's what I'm gonna use. All right. So I'm gonna go off screen really quick and mix up this epoxy, and then I will be right back. All right, so I have my epoxy mixed, and I'm just going to apply it onto the outside of this cup now. Put glove back on and just kind of tap down this glitter. Alright, so I will let this spin overnight, and then tomorrow I'll put another pretty thick coat over the green, and then I'll sand that down and apply one more coat, and then I'll be finished. Alright, so This is the next day. I let this cure overnight. Now I'm putting the next coat of epoxy on it. If I was making this for somebody as an order, I would definitely put more epoxy or more glitter on it, because you can see that there's a lot of that light green showing through. But it's just for me, so I'm not worried about it. Actually, I'm gonna put a second coat of glitter on it. Now that the epoxy is on it, I can see a lot more of the green than I could previously see. So we'll go ahead and do that. So now I will put another flood coat over this tomorrow, because I do not see any of that light green anymore. All right, so I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Alright guys, so I covered this with a layer of epoxy and then I sanded it down. I forgot to record when I was doing that, but it's pretty boring. So, and then the other thing that I did was I went on Etsy and I found this really cute watermelon decal. So I went ahead and put that on there too. And I'll put a link in the description of the shop that I got this from. So I've mixed up my epoxy. So now I'm just gonna put on hopefully this last coat, because this cup it's getting kind of heavy. So now that my cup is completely covered, I'm going to go on and just pour extra epoxy, because I really want this to cover the decal pretty well. And I want it to smooth out this cup. So hopefully I won't have to put another layer on. And then I am just going to go around the lip just to make sure that that lip is sealed